Hi everyone, today is January 31st. It would have been my mom's 91st birthday. She died 3.5 years ago, and to honor her, I've been making every year on her birthday something out of her handwritten recipe cookbook. Today I'll be making the devil's food cake. And what you gotta love about these recipes from yesteryear is they write the bare minimum, retain a lot of it in their memory, which makes it hard for upcoming generations. So what all goes into my mom's devil's food cake? 2 cups sugar, 1/2 cup butter, which is 1 stick. I am going to let it soften a bit, even though, of course, the directions do not say that. 2 eggs, 1 cup sour milk, and that's what they used to call homemade buttermilk. The sour milk consists of the 1 cup of milk and 1 tablespoon vinegar, and you let it sit for 5 minutes. 2 teaspoons soda, which is baking soda, 4 tablespoons cocoa, 2 heaping cups flour, pinch of salt, and vanilla. And last, 1 cup boiling water. So let's begin. With all of my mom's recipes and other vintage recipes, I try to follow exactly how they say. So I did butter and flour the pan. It does not give a temperature to bake it at, but the standard was 350. So I'll preheat the oven to 350. So I have my mom's old bowl. It's a little dinged up, like right here, but it's authentic. Another thing that I'm going to be using will be the old-timey mixer. I didn't keep my mom's, but I did buy this at a thrift shop. So take your softened butter and your 2 cups of sugar and mix that until light and fluffy. I'm at first going to kind of get it this way so it will be easier to use my little hand mixer. And actually, I don't think they use the hand mixer on this. So I switched to a fork. You can get in there a lot easier. You want to get this nice and fluffy. All right, so it looks pretty good for just using a fork. Then add your 2 eggs. And I'll start with my fork and then I'll go to the little hand mixer. I know I will end up using the regular electric mixer, but I want to get as far as I can before I switch to that. You gotta admire those people back in the day when they wanted to make cakes. It took them forever. And this hasn't been used since I bought it. So back to the fork it is. You know, when you have those hand mixers, and I used to use them growing up, you know, they'd work themselves where they moved fairly good. It just wore your arms out. I may try that mixer again when I add the milk, because I want to be authentic. So then you add your 1 cup of sour milk, and it has sat for a little over 5 minutes. I'm retiring that one, and I'll be using the electric mixer just because I want this to get done in a reasonable amount of time. Then add your 2 teaspoons of baking soda and your 4 tablespoons of cocoa. And scrape down the sides as needed. So then add your 2 heaping cups of flour. I'll be adding it a little bit at a time. And like I said, this recipe doesn't give you all the detailed instructions, and anybody that knows me, I follow step by step, so it drives me crazy if I don't know what I'm doing. And if you've noticed my little utensil holder, I got that for Christmas from my daughter-in-law. I love it. Sure keeps the stovetop or countertop clean. If anybody that knows me knows that I don't eyeball anything, I always measure. So if it says a teaspoon of this, I take a teaspoon measuring spoon and measure that. Well, this calls for a pinch of salt. I don't know how much a pinch of salt is, so I happened to find these one time. I don't remember where I got them, and they are just so much fun. I haven't ever used them before, but you have your tad, your dash, your drop, your smidgen, and of course, let me find it, it's backwards, and of course, the pinch. And this is actually, they goofed up on this, the pinch should be on this side, but here is a pinch. So I'm going to use this for my pinch of salt. I know I'm silly, aren't I? All right, pinch of salt. I don't know how they figured that to make up the little measuring spoons like that, but when I saw those, I just thought it was funny and had to get it. So we'll see if a pinch of salt is enough. And then add the vanilla, and I'm doing about a teaspoon and a half. And lastly, add the 1 cup boiling water. And this will make it a really thin batter, if I can remember correctly. This used to be my mom's go-to recipe, and anytime she made a cake, she made this. Then pour your cake batter into the cake pan and smooth that out. Make sure it's even, and we'll stick it in a preheated 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. I'll check at 25 since it doesn't give me a length of time to cook it. Just cook it until it is done by a toothpick test. So it came out of the oven after 30 minutes. Have to be careful with the old-time recipes that they do fall. Check it with the toothpick. It is clean. We'll let it cool, and then I'll get it frosted. My mom did not like frosting, so you know that's going to be different because she would eat it without the frosting. So we'll see you for the taste test. So here is Mom's Devil's Food Cake, and I frosted it with old-fashioned vanilla frosting. Let's see what Dave thinks.
It's good. Yeah, it's just, it's a good mix there.
Recipe deals for easy meals. Please like, subscribe, and share. This is Cooking with Sherry. Until we meet again.